Let's talk this week. Today we are starting chapter 7, and something that we talked about last week was making sure that you're putting your very best forward even when it's hard. Okay? So we're online all of chapter 7 and majority of chapter 8 and majority of chapter 9 and a little bit of 10 that we're going to do. So I'm just going to tell you we're going to be on Alex a lot. Okay? So we're going to do an online 7-1. I split into 2 days over today and tomorrow. 7-2 on Wednesday, and then we're going to have like a review of 7-1 and 7-2 because there's like 4 things we're going to learn in the next 3 days. So I'm going to throw it all together on Thursday. Friday we'll go through 7-3. There's a second day of 7-3 next Monday. There's a 7-4 on Tuesday. There's a review on Wednesday, and next Thursday the 17th you're going to have a quiz. Why is that a good thing? So you have a 4-day weekend. You have a 4-day weekend. You have the 18, 19, 20, 21 off. So I made sure that your quiz, President's Day, I made sure that your quiz was on that Thursday so you had nothing over the weekend. Okay? You're welcome. All right, exponents. Chapter 7 is exponents. And you've done this, but we need to review these rules. Okay? Your brain doesn't like these rules because you have to go against what you're normally told. When it comes to exponents, remember, the number that's being repeated is the base, and the number telling us how many times to repeat is the exponent. So in 3 raised to the 4th, 3 is your base, 4 is your exponent. And what 3 to the 4th really means is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 4 3s multiplied together. You're like, got it, Miss Hoff. Done this before. Bless you. 2 squared times 2 to the 4th. What's 2 squared mean? 2 times 2. What's 2 to the 4th mean? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So how many 2's do I actually have multiplied together? 2 to the 6th. 4 to the 3rd is really 4 times 4 times 4, and 4 squared is 4 times 4. So how many 4's do I actually have? 4 to the 5th. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't want to write this out on every single problem. Thatcher, what's the pattern?
Oh, I was going to say
you're gonna
like combining like terms.
True, true. What is the pattern that is involved? Jackson, do you know?
Oh, I have a question.
I have an answer.
So it's when 2 squared, it's times 2 to the 4th. So we added that instead of multiplying. We didn't.
Sophia? You add the exponents. When you multiply, you actually add the exponents. We came up with 2 to the 6th because we wrote it out and then we counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 2's that were multiplied together. So the rule with this is when you multiply, keep the base. You're going to get tired of hearing me say this. Keep that number that's repeated and add the exponents. I know that seems strange. When you multiply, you're actually adding the exponents because we have that many 2's or that many bases repeated. Okay? Keep the base. Notice we didn't take 2 times 2. We left it as a 2. It's like, and I kind of like when Thatcher said it's like terms. We don't change that base x, right, when we add them together. We leave it. So today we're going to simplify expressions. How do you know you're multiplying on this first one? 2 parentheses directly next to each other means multiplication. Here's the deal. We need to regroup this. We need to put together our coefficients. Somebody remind me what a coefficient is. The number that's multiplied in front of the variable. And then we need to put our bases together. So what are my coefficients in this one? So I'm going to put 6 times 2 together, take both my coefficients in their own set of parentheses, and then I'm going to put my exponents together. base n to the third times base n to the seventh. Coefficients multiply like normal. 6 times 2 is 12. Now, I'm multiplying with exponents. Keep the base. What's the base? N. And what are you going to do to your exponents? Show me that you are taking 3 plus 7, and you're going to be annoyed today. But on Thursday, when I ask you to multiply, divide, power to a power, you have negative exponents and 0 exponents, you're going to need to remember the rules. So your final answer is 12 times n to the 10th power. Go to the right. Ms. Hoff, what happens when I have multiple letters? Group them together. Group your coefficients first. What are your coefficients in this problem? 3 and technically a 1, right? So really we have 3 times 1. What else should we group together? P times p to the third and t to the third times t to the fourth. Multiply your coefficients. 3 times 1 is 3. Multiply. Keep your base. What's your first base? P. Add your exponents. What are your two exponents? 1. Anything to the 0 power we talked on Friday is 1. So if it was written to the 0 power, it wouldn't be there. This is just like when you have a coefficient of 1 that's not always written. So we really have 1 plus 3. Then we keep our next base. What's my next base? T. And what am I going to add together? 3 and 4. So I wind up with 3 times p to the 4th, t to the 7th. Should I add 4 and 7 together? Different bases, different variables. Questions before I add on? This is the main frame, but we're just going to make these problems more difficult. Okay? This is the main frame. You group things that are alike together. See if you can do this bottom left one on your own. 5u to the 4th v times 7u to the 4th v cubed. I got 35 u to the 8th, v to the 4th. Thoughts? Question. What if I wrote 35 v to the 4th, u to the 8th? Still the same. Multiplication, you can change the order. I will tell you, alphabetical is always nice. T, U, V. That's what you'll find. It will also help you in chapter 8, too, to be alphabetical. So all three of those had two sets of parentheses that were next to each other. We knew they're multiplying. What in this next problem signifies that we're multiplying? The dot, okay? So now it's not just two monomials. Now we have multiple. It doesn't change it. What are your coefficients? 5 times 2 times 4. What's your first base you should deal with? So I have an x to the times x to the times x to the, what's my next base? Y to the times y to the times y to the, and my last base, z. Z to the times z to the times z to the. Okay, good. You didn't fall for it. There's not a z in the first one, and people say like, Ms. Hoff, but there's only 2 z's. Does it matter? No, the first one doesn't have any. Guess what its exponent would be? 0. Okay?
You just said their next one was 0, that's 1.
Right, which is why it's not written there. So if you wrote times z to the 0, you're really taking something times 1. And anything times 1 is itself. Yep. 5 times 2? times 4? 40. First base we're going to keep. And you're going to show me 2 plus 1 plus 1. Next base. 1 plus 3 plus 1. And z, 1 plus 1. Your final answer, 40 times x to the 4th, y to the 5th, z to the... Should I add 4, 5, and 2? 4 and 5? 5 and 2. 4 and 2. Any of them? Why not? One's a base x, one's a base y, one's a base z. Is that it? I didn't give you anything else? Wow, nicest teacher award goes to... Good answer, good answer. Work paper in the back. If you get done, fine and dandy, but you gotta stay on math. Or on schoolwork, I should say. I don't know why I said on math. You gotta stay on schoolwork.